Welcome back to the Native Stroke Show, where we talked about design, music, and a bunch of other things in between. I am your host, Richard Kuptang, and today we have Jeremy on the show.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
So, like for example, some of us might have known you from Stacy as a frontman for Stacy Penitence.
Yes.
Yeah, and some of us might have known you as an actor, right? And some of us might have known you as the the guy who danced in the rain.
The guy who yes.
Or the cyclone, I would say.
Yeah.
So let's start. Who are you?
Well, I am just a man. My name is Jeremy, and I am the man who lost himself in his hobbies, I guess.
But how do you get the time to do all of this stuff? I mean, before you have already started doing all of this stuff, even before the pandemic, right? Mm-hmm. I understand if someone started doing all this stuff because of the pandemic, I get it, because we have a lot of times in our hand. But, you are already doing it before the pandemic started. So,
yeah, well, let's talk about the video first.
Mm-hmm.
I love documenting stuff, and with those Sony Ericssons, they have that 2 megapixel camera, right? So I used to document places we were going. Let's say a trek with my dad, my late dad, and so I used to speak like, "Oh, we are walking here right now. We're seeing trees." So I love doing that. So I think how do I say this? It is a habit kind of thing, and I love to narrate things. So maybe, and with the technology improvement, it's much easier. So that's how it started, or that's how I did it.
So that means you're already vlogging before vlogging was a trend.
Vlogging before it was called vlogging, I guess.
Yeah. Before it was invented,
It was invented, yeah.
Or discovered, I would say. So let's talk about a little bit more about your music career. So how did it begin for you? I mean, what takes you to get into the music scene?
Well, I think there's a term called outliers, right? Mm-hmm. Those people who are exposed to certain things at a very young age. I guess I'm one of those, because I was born in a family who sings a lot and who plays a lot of music. My father's brother, my uncle Jesse, he was a rock star.
Your uncle Jesse, I might have known him, but
yes,
from Churchanpur,
he's from Churchanpur. Yes.
Yeah.
That he's my uncle, and my mother's side. From my mother's side, my mother's siblings, every one of them sings, and we used to sing together. So it started way back, but it never occurred to me that I could do this when I grow up. Meaning, I never thought of it to take it up as a professional line. Not that I'm saying I'm a professional now. So
I got you.
That is how it started. Yes.
Yeah. And since you guys, like you mentioned, your family, you enjoy singing together. So how does it feel to really do this as as a professional, as you mentioned, as compared to how you sing together in a family? So what is the difference there? Which one do you enjoy, either singing with the family, or being on the stage or being a recording artist?
Yeah, after I am here, when how do I say this? We don't sing these days very much as a family, not because of the pandemic, but gatherings. It became rare. So it's a whole lot of different experience. I think I enjoy the stage much more, singing on the stage.
Yeah. And singing, as you mentioned, singing on a stage. The one thing that keeps on coming to my mind is that as a frontman, is it hard Is it hard to be a front man? Is it difficult to be a front man? And do you ever feel like, for an example, where the guitar solo is happening, do you ever feel like, oh shit, what do I do? How do kind of that scenario?
Actually, no. I just think depending on the song, like
Mm,
if it's
mm.
a heavy song, I could just headbang myself away.
Oh,
And
oh.
performance wise, I look into a lot of performances by my idols, so I
Mm,
usually copy them. And the question you asked me, being a frontman, yes, it's hard. It's very hard. I'm not trying to sound modest, but I think I failed as a frontman because, as you know, I'm from the band Stacy's Penitence, and
mm,
it is some kind of an unwritten rule that the frontman should write the songs for the band,
mm-hmm.
and I failed terribly. And that is the reason how I can be everywhere. you know, I am not doing my duties here, so I am here, and I did not fulfill my duties here, so I'm back here again. So this is how I am everywhere.
How much? How many songs have you guys produced, and out of that, how many have you been written? Has been written by you?
uh, I've written, Withered, right? I
Mm,
wrote that song, and there are also some more songs that have not been produced yet.
okay.
But before I joined the band, they have a lot of songs. I think they have like 7, 8 songs
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
with the previous singer.
Okay. And what is your, like a songwriting process? I would say, like, how do you usually come up with the lyrics or?
Oh, yes. First of all, this is going to be so embarrassing, but it came from a heartbreak. It motivates me to fall victim of a bad breakup.
Mm-hmm.
That motivates me to write a song, and I think it's easy uh, in that case, but it sounds hopeless. But Taylor Swift does it.
So the
And
more heartbreak you have, the more songs you have.
yeah, most probably. And uh, see, society stuff, but I
Mm.
am not so much into it. So, especially in our beliefs, like Christianity, that I write songs, not gospels.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what I see is unfit, something like that. Like,
That's interesting because, as a youth,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to grill you really hard here.
Okay,
We all are born into a Christian family, right?
yeah.
Do you think that we need to really question our faith as well?
Well,
Because we are born
mm,
into it.
yeah, I think that makes us more Christian when we uh, question our own faith. I mean,
Mm.
I think it is much better than to not question it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think it means that we do not take it for granted,
Yeah, yeah, true.
and to doubt God.
Mm.
I think that is what we are supposed to do. We are supposed to have questions,
Yeah.
and something that we don't understand, and many questions have no answers.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of our duty to question it. Like, what if we don't question it? We just live by and by, and how can we seek answers that way? I'm sounding so philosophical.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it, right? And
Yeah.
but see, we right now we are saying that the two of us sitting together discuss
Mm,
that yes, it's okay to question our faith or question ourselves about our
yeah.
beliefs and our religion, right?
Hmm.
But the society, does it accept? That's the question again. I don't think our
Well,
society as a whole accept being questioned about the faith,
no.
right?
Yes, exactly. They have this mature way of organizing things.
Mm,
Like they have these norms, and we as a youth are not just going to change that, at least
Yeah.
for another decade, or with the world moving forward. I think I'm not saying it's laid back the way they teach us things, but I think they can adapt some things. I don't know. I am
Yeah.
not much into this. So.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. And, with the pandemic and the lockdown and everything, I know Aizoll has been really hard on it.
Yes.
And they're really strict with the rules and regulations there. So
True.
what is your biggest learning out of it?
First of all, I think that the system that they are going with, the total lockdown, is not working at all, it seems.
Why is that?
Because even with the lockdown, there are more victims of the virus. People are still getting the virus, even with total lockdown. Maybe we as a citizen did not do our part. Maybe someone sneak out, I guess. Plus,
and Jeremy, isn't it very difficult for tribal people like us from either Mizoram or Manipur to be, I mean, like, we're a very close-knitted community, right?
Yes.
And we're very philanthropic in terms of how we do things. When someone died, even if you know him for one day, you just go and, send him away. Send your condolences, right? And that's the kind of community that we're from. Now with the pandemic and, things are strange. It's not how we usually, we can't do things the way we usually do it. But at the core of our head, or in the core of the back of the mind, we still want to, we still feel reluctant to not do the way things usually work. So isn't that something that, holding us back from being socially distancing ourselves, or fighting against the pandemic? I think that's one of the biggest things that holding us back from that.
Yeah, it can be true, but the NGOs, YMA, and everyone, I think they are doing the best they can to understand the victim of the family. The victim of the virus, I'm sorry, and their loved ones. I think they are going with this most total understanding and this empathy, and doing their best to follow the old things, even though it's not possible.
Yeah, so I agree.
Yeah, but I don't know. We will never admit ourselves in having the virus, so it's hard.
Yeah, it's a long story, right?
A very long story, yes.
So I watched one of the clips that you were in the movie Zalena.
Zalena, okay.
Yeah, and I heard you sing the song with a ukulele, and it was really nice. I was wondering if we can reproduce it somehow tonight here in the show.
Of course, sure, no problem. I have my guitar here ready.
Magically,
the funny
thing,
you
have the
magically. Who knows? The funny thing was, I did not know how to play a ukulele back then while we were shooting the movie. I do know how to play guitar somehow, and I googled the chords of a ukulele during the shooting of the scene. So I actually learned it on the spot. It's quite funny.
Was it recorded? Was that recorded on the scene?
Yeah, it was recorded on this scene. The background music, it was done studio, but it was kind of raw. I mean, it was kind of direct.
Okay, so it was actually you who sang the actual in the movie. Oh,
yep.
I thought it was pre-recorded and then shot there.
No, it's not.
That's good to know.
All right. Thank you.
Whenever you're ready.
For those who might not understand this song, it's written by a local artist, Kay Minga. He's my ex-classmate and a friend. We went to school together, and he wrote this song a while back, and it's about missing home, and it's about missing your better half. Is that what they say, right? So it's about that. And the song goes like this. 咱天天地在在地，翻回热爱上边里，咱在波浪安在呀。Zan moyen rem hiyan Lady lung len pindan ayan Lung len chama Zan tin tian dai zan zai rian Lung run gai chi tse Kwa atlaya Vananguya Kolatima Niliama Sana Lotina Vanatian Lung Run Nam Gai chi tse Lung run nam kamai chin tse. Yeah, that's the first verse and the chorus.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome.
Thank you.
So, yeah, quick one. Before your art song made it to the world, I think your Kung Fu sketch already made it, right? Was it before? Yeah.
It was before. It was a year before or 2 years before. I'm not sure.
So for people who doesn't know, you've been already trying out the situation or the platform before the art song, that whether it's really fit for the art song or not, right?
Right. No. See, the place where I shot the video, it's right next to our apartment, our house, and every year in April, it's always that much storm or a typhoon. So I was prepared.
You already knew that it's coming.
Yeah, it was coming. Yeah. The Earth song, it was shot after my morning walk. I was going for a morning run. Yeah. So, but it was starting to rain, so I hurried back at home. And I was looking down the balcony, and it was like furious. Oh no, this is an opportunity. I'm gonna go. So I set up my phone in our balcony, and I just went down there and go, woohoo! Yeah.
So it was just you who is filming the whole thing.
Sometimes my sister helps me out. Okay. But yeah, the art song, she is not awake at that moment. This morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, understood. Before you sang the song, you explained a little bit about the song where it's about missing home. So, as a Northeasterner, we all have been outside of our home, and then we have been through thick and thins to do whatever we have to accomplish out there in the mainland Indian, whether it's be the metropolitan cities like Delhi, Bangalore, or anywhere else. So you've also been outside, I believe, and
yes.
So how was your experience moving across the states?
For me, it wasn't that different, I guess. Obviously, I was lost because till now I do not speak Hindi, and I hate myself for it. The funny thing was when I went out of Mizoram to study abroad. No, not abroad. To study in Lucknow. Yeah, I was studying in Lucknow.
Oh.
Most of my friends were already in Delhi, and when they come back home from where they were, they were always improving a lot in football.
Okay.
In the local tournaments, they were shining. And when I knew that I was going to study in Lucknow, there was only one thing in my head: I'm going to be good at football. So I wasn't really thinking about other things at the time that much. It was just, I should play football. I should play football. So it was only a new challenge for me to go out there.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, moving out of your home, it's obviously, as a tribal, we want to stay back where we come from, right?
Yeah.
And then get together with friends, and then I think a lot of us who have been outside, when we come back home, we appreciate the true beauty of our own hometown or our own state, I would say, which we never realize before we move out of our own comfort zone, And
That's true.
Jeremy, you've been featured. When the art song came out, you've been featured on all the mainstream media. Some even goes as far as to say Mizoram Cyclone Storm Dancer.
Yes, the cyclonic storm dancer that they label
exactly.
me.
Do you somehow wish that the mainstream media also attend to our stage? Not for, I mean, it's good that they attend to our stage because of you, but also to the other stuff that is happening in our stage, maybe the good stuff or the bad stuff, because rarely the mainstream media cover us, right? So do you think that not just for this, they should also give more attention to us?
Yes, I believe what you just said, and I share your idea. And yes, I think that they should care or share about us more, like what is happening or some things like that. And I was actually surprised that I was featured because of what I did, and not to demean myself or anything. I even posted on my Instagram, "Oh, this is stupid news. This is stupid news," because there were far more important things than what I did to be shared on the main media. And the fact that Mizoram is facing many problems, or our northeastern states is facing problems, and honestly, to share this with you, I don't watch the news that much.
That's understandable.
So
that's all right.
that is all I can say about the news and the media.
And do you think that I mean, that's how the society or the the current culture is, right? We better share something which is really funny rather than some important news, or how our youth are also navigating through the media, the social media itself, because we appreciate the fun stuff rather than the serious stuff. I believe that's where we are right now. I don't know what your point of view is, but
I never actually put any thought into that. But yeah, I think balance is important in that key, because if we only think about the light things, the funny things, as you said, that's not going to be good. We have to also concentrate more on the serious stuff, like serious things, like what can I do about this, even though we do not have the power yet as a youth to do or make any drastic changes. I think it is also our duty, my duty, to look into it more, like study that, and what can I do about this? As a citizen, I think it's our duty, to do that.
Exactly. And do you think that the internet and social media is a boon or a ban. What is your opinion on the social media and the internet as a whole?
Well, like everything has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
I think that is what the social media is. It has its pros and cons. Like people use it to study things online,
Yeah.
which is like great. They study how to play music or how to shoot a video, or people attend online classes
Yeah.
and on social media, and many great things. And then there are people who share uh, some false informations, or people who try to demean or embarrass other people. And I think it depends on each and every individual on how good or bad a social media is. It can waste our time, or it paves our future, I guess.
And bring fame to people like you.
It was a one-time thing.
Yeah. But one thing I notice might be it's not baked by research or anything like that, but I see that in our society as well, that there are a lot of depression, stories about depression, and then
Yeah.
and I see this happening to a lot of people, and I believe this is somewhere. I mean, social media has something to do with it. I believe. I don't know whether you share the same thought
Mm,
process with me, but because according to me, when somebody goes to a social media, what social media has taught us is uh, comparing ourselves with someone else, right? So
mm,
you were scrolling through someone else's profile, your friend's profile, or someone profile, and you started to think, okay, they look so happy, they got what they want, and all of those stuff, and here I am,
yeah.
just sitting in my room doing nothing. Somebody's success, you're just scrolling through it. So I think that brings a lot of depression to our youth. I don't know what your
Well,
perspective is.
I, yeah. Again, I share your idea, because that is what I am. When I see, like, scroll through these social media platforms,
Hmm.
I feel very uneasy sometimes, and
Yeah.
sometimes I would delete the app. And oh, don't get me wrong, people text me and they say, "Oh, Jeremy, I want to meet you. You look so fun to be around with." But the saying that don't believe in social media is not a cliche. It is very, very true.
Yeah.
Obviously, yes, I am very happy, but like you said, we involuntarily compare to others, to other people's life,
Yeah.
uh, and that's not our fault. I think that is how the social media works, how the marketing team does it.
Yeah.
They make us want things that we do not need, and then
Mm.
we feel the need to be like this, where these happy people on social media are. And
Yeah.
I don't think we should fall into that. And depression is a big word, and I can't say this for everyone, but
Mm.
uh, we might feel sad, but I think we're overusing the word depression in this manner. Maybe people might be really depressed. I'm sorry if I get them wrong, but
Yeah.
we are sad, but we're not always depressed.
Mhm. Yeah, I understand. I mean, we when it, we should be careful about the choice of word that we use as well, right? And
Mhm.
yeah,
When
and
I was young, I never heard of the word depression, so I was never depressed. Now I know the word. Now I'm depressed. Yeah, that
yeah,
that
but
that can happen.
depression in itself, we think that people who are down and who are not so happy, we think that they are
Mm,
depressed. But if you look at
mhm.
some of the people who have died of depression, they are
Mm,
one of the most happy or engaging personalities.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So I think the definition of depression can be also needs to be really understand, right?
It should be, yes.
Like you've
And
mentioned, people say that you are nice. You look like a nice person to be around, but we never know what actually is going on inside
you
that man.
never know. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
With the social media and everything, since we're talking about social media,
social media.
I'll still stick to that. Times have changed, right? And
Hmm.
things aren't the same anymore. And isn't it time for some of us to say that, to stop saying that, what, while I was your age, I used to do this, I used to do that, I used to be
Hmm.
that. You know, isn't it
Yeah,
time we stop that kind of comparison?
it's
Because
true.
we're in the 21st century, for God's sake, right?
Right. The world is changing a lot.
Yeah,
Uh, Not just because of the pandemic, but it is evolving into a more competitive state, I guess.
exactly.
Like everything is competition, right?
Yeah,
So we just can't tell people to do this just because we used to do it.
yeah.
We can't tell the children to watch this cartoon that we used to watch,
Hmm.
or some. This is just a bad example, but you we just can't let people choose what we want. I think they should figure out it on their own time.
Exactly, exactly. Because if we started role reverse, and then
Hmm.
maybe we can also say that yeah, during your time there is no mobile phone, right?
Hmm.
And we have a mobile phone, and maybe we can say that you keep on saying that, but things have changed. In your times there were no, let's say, what do I can't just come up with an example. Maybe a social media, again.
Yeah, social media.
Yeah, you don't have a social media. We have a social media. At least we have something to pass our time on, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we should appreciate it. Like not take it for granted, but appreciate it.
Exactly, exactly. And where does the change come from, do you think? Like,
Most probably the the social media itself. It is like the biggest platform. Everyone has access to the internet, and we are exposed to many things. So, uh, whether the change is good or bad, it
mm,
depends on us how we adapt to the change.
what's your normal screen time like in a day?
Oh, this is really funny. Uh, when I am really trying,
Mm,
my screen time can go way down to 1 hour per day.
really?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. When I try, and I waste my time reading books instead of touching the mobile phone. And when I did not try, it goes as high as 10 hours per day.
That's crazy. And
It's like,
yeah, and
no wonder why I wear my glasses.
yeah, yeah. And you know what, Jeremy? Like, for example, we talked about being compared to, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
older generation and the younger generation. So, like for example, people keep on saying about, oh, people who have not people who wake up late in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. I think it's a new
Yeah.
world. People wake up late because they might be working 3 till 3 a.m. in the morning. How can you
Yeah.
judge
That's
that,
that's
right?
true. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Uh, that is very true. Actually, people work in different time shifts, different timeline,
Exactly.
and they just can't, like you said, they just can't say, "Oh, wake up earlier" or something. Like there are night shifts, morning shifts, and we just can't generalize everything these days,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Uh,
And different job require different, sets
Timings.
of things and
Hmm. Hmm.
skills or timings and everything. So as a youth, we have to adapt to whatever we have, right?
Mm.
I think. We are the damn generations.
We are very damned, yet we can use that damnness. Is that a word? To improve ourselves, I think.
Yeah.
Like there's improvement in everything.
Yeah. Do you think that the more you get lazy, the more better ideas you have?
That can be true. uh, let's say the Michael Jackson video that I made.
Yeah.
I was never I never had the intent to make such a video.
Mm-hmm.
But when the time came, it was just, oh, I'm gonna do it, and I was not even trying that hard.
Okay.
I was not thinking like I'm gonna script this or I'm gonna. The more I think harder, the less ideas I have
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when I force myself into it.
And also, the reason why I bring up laziness is because if we try to start seeing the positive side of everything, there are a lot of things.
Mm,
Like for example, if you give a difficult task to a lazy person, he will find a
mm.
way to make the task very easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
So,
know that. Yeah.
so in a mechanical world where we live in, where for example, in a job where everything has to be done XYZ processes and everything in place, then if there is something that is difficult, if we give it to the lazy person, then we'll find an easier way out
He might find
solution, right?
easier way solution. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a win-win for everyone, right?
That's right. Yeah. But come on, we should be productive. I guess that's what I'm trying to be very productive in different areas,
Yeah, jack of all trades, right?
which is very bad. Don't be jack of all trades. Be master
No,
of
no,
one.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. Uh, because you know I don't think it's bad because
Hmm?
in the world that we live in, I think jack of all trade is required.
Oh yeah,
Do you believe that?
I might.
Because l- l- for I mean, hypothetically, if you're stranded in a island
Mm,
and you just know you're an accountant, you just know what is counting numbers. Now,
hmm.
how would you survive?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right?
Like let's say, see, we northeastern people, we are mostly jack of all trades, right? We can
Yeah.
usually sing, we can
Before, I would
usually
say
play.
before we are used to be jack of all trade.
Mm. Yeah,
Before
yeah. Before, yeah.
the new generation are, I don't think too much.
Okay, so let's say we have an opportunity to go to America or
Yeah.
something, and we want to pursue our dreams in America.
Hmm.
I think we have a better chance to do it there
Hmm.
because of the skills that we have.
Yeah, but we'll still be longing for that beacon, no?
Hmm. That's true.
And then
Still gonna be a long way, but
and the sticky rice and the what is that the bamboo shoot and all. We'll still be longing for that
no, we have to sacrifice
because we
that.
are the kind of people. Even if we go
Mm.
to Delhi, try to find a place to buy pan, right?
Bond is very bad. Bad. Bond is bad.
So I think so. While we're just exploring ideas and sharing thoughts, I just want
Mm.
to ask you one thing. Why do you think that we in the Northeastern, as you've mentioned, we're very multitask. We do a lot of multitasking. We're jack of all trades. We have a lot of
Hmm.
skills, but why are we not able to break the glass ceiling to some extent?
Yeah, I think it's the fact that we can do many things, but we never really, including me, never really push in some particular direction
Hmm.
to actually achieve something. I believe that we can achieve many, many things if we just try a little bit harder. Uh, it is like once you get something done, you are done with it,
Yeah, yeah.
but you are not trying to improve. once you're done with it. Let's say you learn some guitar licks, a difficult one. It took you months and months, and now you master that, and then that's it. You're not trying to utilize the skills that you develop from there to learn another thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why we're stuck in this loop where we learn new things in new different lines, which eventually makes us stuck and not going out in the real world. At least that is from myself, because I learned something.
Or are we so comfortable in our own space?
That is also true, because people are looking for jobs where jobs that they can work in their state, in their comfort homes. And we don't go out much. I can't say this for everyone, because I know many Northeastern people who go out of India or out of their states to just look for a job. They're struggling. They are brave, I think, and I give them my salute to them. You know, the risk that they take to actually follow their dreams. And I feel so sad that I am one of the people who are staying in the comfort of their home.
But I guess you enjoy rather than staying in Lucknow under the heat.
Well, during the pandemic, obviously I love staying at home, but the thing I like about Lucknow is that no one knows me, so I can just go out and make any videos that I like, and I did not have the insecurities that I have here. I believe it or not, I am insecure.
How can you say that? I mean, can you elaborate more? I mean,
yeah,
everybody has their own insecurity, but it'd be interesting to understand from you.
In regards to making videos, right? Everyone, not because I make videos, but it is a small society. Like you said, we communicate. Everyone communicates. We live socially, right? And so everyone knows everyone. And when you are trying to make something new, everyone knows you so well that you are not the person on that screen. So there's some hindrance in the process.
Yeah. So you like being anonymous.
Yes, that is a nice way to put it. Yep.
So what part of being anonymous do you enjoy the most? Like the fact that nobody around you knows you, or the fact that you don't know anyone around you?
The fact that nobody knows me.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, which gives me much more independence and freedom, I guess.
I think that's one. I'm not sure, but is it the same feeling when you get on stage, because you look at thousands of crowds and you don't know any one of them and you're singing for them?
Yep. Yeah, I feel much more. No, it's not actually. I feel much more. No, it's different. When I'm up on stage, I am always nervous because of the crowd, whether I know them or not. Because I take music more serious than I make the videos. Like in the videos, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
But on stage, I can't do it. I have to master this performance. I have to give my 100%. So it's different there.
Yeah, and one of the videos that you make, you were shouting inside the metro, I believe, or even the bus, right?
Yeah, it was a metro. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened after the camera stopped rolling?
that was when I was going back to Lucknow from Delhi. I was going to Anand Vihar or something.
Anand Vihar, yeah.
Anand Vihar, yes. So I took the metro, and something came up inside of me, and oh shit, dude, I have to make a video. I don't know what motivates me, but whenever I get motivated in making a video in public places, like the shouting blah blah blah,
Yeah.
I always get so nervous that these chemicals are making my body weird. I'm so nervous. I got rise in temperature,
Okay.
and there was a guy next to me, and I asked him, "Dude, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna shout," and he was like, "Yeah, sure." And so I just did it, and then I shout, right, and everyone was just quiet. It was quiet, and then look at me, and I was like, I was just grinning. Yeah, that's it. And nothing really happened.
So everything goes back to normal.
Everything goes back to normal. And it was the last station before Anand Vihar.
So no
I
problem.
left
You will have
afterwards.
to
Yeah.
eventually get off the train,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. The people in the metro would actually call me, pagal, pagal. So I don't know.
Yeah. Would you be able to perform something for us tonight? Do you have
Sure.
anything? Yeah.
Maybe I can sing another heartbreak song that I wrote.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Go ahead.
uh,
Go ahead.
okay. It doesn't even have a name.
That's all right.
I will just call it the how do I wait, I should name this song.
Yeah, we should name it right now.
It's called the generic love song. Okay, let's call it the generic love song because it's generic. I wrote this song about a while ago, and I can't complete it, so it's just one verse and a chorus. I have to stop breathing for me to stop the pain. You said you wouldn't go, and now I'm all alone. Baby, please take me back to where we started from. I can't do this alone. Don't tell me that you're gone. I wished upon the stars that we could collide, but it seems like we didn't have much time. But babe, don't go, don't leave me here. Don't go, don't go. So that is a generic love song. First time performed. Yeah. All right. Drum roll, please.
Right. Yeah. My question to you is that, although, Mizo, in Mizoram as well, there'll be a lot of backbiting for mixing two languages like English
that's so sad. Yeah, I know, it's true.
Mizo. And then here in my hometown, maybe mixing Paite with English, there'll be a lot of backbiting. But my question to you is that when there are a lot of, when you look at international platform, there are people who are barely speaking English, and never being laughed at. And here we're just few populations, like few lakhs. And then we started talking about, people who can't speak our own languages. So what is your opinion? What is your views on that?
I think it's sad and really, really sad. And see, I am a big fan of running. And there's this great runner. He's the greatest marathon runner of all time. His name is Eliud Kipchoge. And he's not good in English. But I have seen lots and lots of his interviews. And he always speaks in English. Like you said, it's very, very broken. But I understand it. And these days, everyone is criticizing about a friend. She uses English and Mizo in her some live episode on Instagram, and people were like, like ha, azir and Mizo 쪽인 한쪽으로 올라오세, or hey, the fact that she is mixing the languages, that people are like crunching on that, and I think it's so sad. And what I believe is the people, like I said, the people who bothers about what language we use, good or bad, are the people who are actually very bad in other things. I don't know. I might sound like a jackass, but
no, you don't sound like a jackass. You're a jackass.
Good one.
I'm just pulling your
No.
leg.
I get the joke.
My question to you is, why do you think it's for us? Why is it so difficult to accept the other person for who they are rather than who they are not?
Exactly. Well, I have no idea. Like, I haven't think like, why do people do this and that? But me personally, what I believe is, why not appreciate and criticize?
Yeah.
Try to get a lesson from what people are doing, good or bad. If it's bad, don't do it. Like as a Christian, right? We have this thing called free will.
Yeah. And which is very dangerous, right?
I'm making use of that. I am like, I think sometimes I take granted of my free will, but luckily I am not yet dead. And you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Let people live. Let them do what they want and learn from other people. There are so many things we can learn from social media, like you said. Like I said, it can be pros and cons. We can learn instead of criticizing.
Yeah.
Like, let's say someone criticizes the way we talk right now, what we talk about, but what will be good for them is trying to get the good thing out of it.
I think we are more concerned about the content than the context, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you think what steps is required to change that narrative or change that thought process?
I think people should...
Because before you answer that, because, Jeremy, people think that stepping or going outside your own home state widen your thought process or, your perspective. I don't see that is true in some cases.
Yeah, people... Well, let's say like reading a book, right?
Yeah.
Why do I read a book? Because I never read a book until the last pandemic last year. I have so much time, so I started reading, and I actually like it. And like reading a book, like you said, it broadens the way I think, not in a perfect way, but to some extent, which helps me in many perspective, like the way I see things, the way I have empathy towards things. So, but I can't say that for every book reader. Like, we've been to places other than our home state, right? Lucknow, Chennai, you Mumbai, New Delhi, here and there. Obviously, you will have a broader way of seeing things. Like me, for example, I hate those people who criticizes the languages we use. But you, for example, you are like so chill, like you just didn't bother. So, yeah. So, it really depends on the person.
One of my friend used to say, he is in Canada right now. So what he used to say is that when we clean the baby, we don't throw the baby away with the water, right? We kept the baby and we throw the water that is dirty. So in a way, I think we have to, culturally thinking or traditionally as well, we have to somehow clean it without throwing away the tradition and accepting the new things that are coming in.
That is a great idea. I mean, that is a great...
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll be lost in all this modernization and everything that is going on, right?
People should watch your podcast more. Like they should listen to it more.
Yeah, people listen to Jeremy.
No, not me. No, not me. Are you uploading this?
No, maybe.
Oh, good. No, see, people should podcast you.
By the way, nice shirt. Where did you get it?
Oh, so a friend, he has this idea, this Siruk. It's called a Pleiades.
Okay.
So they occur in bunch.
Okay.
Wait, I'll show you. If you look at from afar, wait, let me just switch my camera. Can you see this? Here. Yeah. So I don't know why he took up Siruk as a name, but his intention is to make art.
Yeah.
Make art according to the Mizo folk stories. Like, see, this one. This is Peitam.
Yeah.
Peitam. This is some sort of a genie, right? You can wish upon it. You can wish to it, and here is the a clover leaf. And it is said that if we find a 4 clover leaf, it is supposed to be good luck, right?
Yeah.
But see, the 4th leaf, this Peitam took it.
Okay.
Which means you should not depend on good luck. You should work hard for it. So the Peitam took it for us. But if we get that Peitam, it also means good luck. So it goes like this. And he also designed a lot of other T-shirts. You should check it out on his Instagram. It's called Siruk.clothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I will put a link on the description and, for people to check it out. And, interestingly, you talked about the tradition, the folklore and stuff like that. For people who are bordering about whether we use Mizo, Paite or English, rather than that, I think we should take steps to, preserve all this folklore and all of this stuff. I think that those are more important
and much
to discuss.
And a practical way to live our lives. Instead of just bothering about what other people are doing,